Okay, today I'm going to be removing the stereo again and the wiring harness back behind there. And the reason is this USB port connects to the back of this radio, and it's supposed to let you communicate with the radio and also charge your devices. But when they replaced this radio, I suspect they shorted something and knocked out the USB 5-volt supply, and so it's dead. It also knocked out the thin film where you could put a thin film, a micro SD card into there and play movie and music and stuff, and that's not being recognized either. So they broke the supply for those. I'm going to be installing a little cheapo $2 power supply in the back so that this can be used to charge phones. That's all it's going to do. I cannot fix the radio. It would have to be replaced, and maybe we'll do that in the future, but that's not a today thing. This is just so we can charge the phones. And plus, my daughter said she never used it, would never use that anyway, so there's really no point. So that's what I'm doing today. Tomorrow I'll be doing more mechanical work. I'll be replacing the rear toe end links. Because I took the car in for an alignment today and they could not align the rears and the toe was off, way off. I took it to Mavis. They have a special going on, 35 off their alignments, good to the end of the year of 2026. The thing is, they showed the numbers and they showed that the toe end was horrible and that the camber was off a little bit, not bad. But they really pushed me to install a camber kit for $650. But it doesn't really need that. The car is full of junk. It's way down in the back, so the camber is going to be off because of that. So the camber probably is off, but it's not enough to be concerned with. The toe end, though, is off a lot. And so that's why I'm installing the adjustable toe links in the rear. They're adjustable. See, the OEM ones aren't adjustable. They're just solid rods. So they have little cam nuts, and those are already maxed out as far as toe in and toe out, so they couldn't do anything about that. So that's tomorrow, but yeah, just be careful when you deal with Mavis. They either are dishonest or idiots. So that's it. Let me get this radio out of here. Okay, so I've got the radio head out. I was going to point out what I'm talking about. So you see this wire that goes into here? It's a USB-A cable, and this is another cable. This plug plugs into a cable that plugs in down to this thing right here. So I will be reusing this cable. This won't be used anymore. And then there'll be a little power supply that I secure somewhere. I have to figure that out. And I'll be supplying power from the harness, not the car harness, but the bonus harness that came with the kit for installing the radio. One thing I want to comment: I have taken this radio apart, and there were actually two different ports for this. One is for a DVR, and I tried moving this cable internally. It's just a little micro clip connector, and I moved it to the DVR and it was dead as well. So I think it's a global power supply problem. The 5 volts is just missing for that. So really no option except to replace radio or do what I'm doing. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the radio harness on the bench here. I've got my little $2 USB power supply that I bought on Amazon, 5 for $6 or something like that. It's less than $2. And I'm going to be using this as my connector for that. It's going to be connected here in the harness. This is ground, which I didn't clean up. I left that, so I'm going to be cutting that off and cleaning that up and putting heat shrink tubing like I did here. And I'm going to be opening this one up again because I need that 5 volts or 12 volts. This is the auxiliary 12 volts. It's only on when the key is on. All right, and then this is ground that goes, it's always ground. So the way it's going to be is whenever the key's on, the USB port will be hot to where you can charge your phone. So when you're driving or if you're just sitting there, you can turn the key on and charge your phone. Otherwise, it's off and there no power is going to this thing constantly. That would be a concern, I think. At any rate, it's low power. I think it's 3 watts, but it's enough to charge a phone fairly quick. Not 3 watts, 3 amps. So 3 amps, or let's say it's 2 amps, because 3 amps would be the maximum. Oh, I also need to put a fuse. I forgot about that. I need to find a fuse to fuse that thing in case it shorts out. And I think a 3 to 5 amp fuse is appropriate for that. All right, so let me find the fuse and then I will get back. So I've got the last piece I need. Here's the fuse, inline fuse I'm going to use. And I've got the connectors and the harness, and everything I need is ready to go. So let me get it wired in and I'll be back. So I'm done with all the harness adaptions. So I've got the inline fuse. I put a 5 amp in there. Originally I had a 1 amp. That wouldn't have been enough. 5 amps is what I put. And one end of the fuse goes to the auxiliary 12 volts. That line is only hot when the key is on. The other end goes to a connector and then to the power supply for the USB. And let's see, the ground is just ground. There you go. And as you can see, I put heat shrink tubing everywhere I could. I even put some on this thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this wire and fold it upon each other, if I can get the camera on there, and zip tie, one-handed, sorry guys, zip tie this power supply to this plastic fuse holder so that it's kind of stable and the plastic isn't going to short out anything. This shouldn't get too terribly hot, so I'm not too worried about it melting, but that might be a problem. Maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, so I'm just going to zip tie these wires together and secure this to that fuse holder. All right, let me see how that turns out, and then I'll put it into the car. All right, so I've only plugged in the harness, haven't plugged the phone in yet. I want to test this before I put it all back together. So there's my power supply. There's the USB cable that goes down to the port, and I've got it zip tied to the fuse holder. I'm going to turn this on and leave it on and plug in a phone to charge to see how hot it gets. And I will report back on that. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be fine. I don't think anything can really get to this to short out on the top of it. If it gets too hot, then I guess this could melt or something, the fuse holder or the zip tie. But yeah, we just need to test to see how hot it's going to get. I have no idea. All right, let me do that and I'll report back. Okay, so I've got my phone cable plugged into here, and it is charging. And also, I didn't know this, but there's a little light on this power supply showing that it's on. See that little LED? So that tells you it's getting power. And the phone is charging. So this is going to work. And I've had it on for, a few minutes, and I'm putting my hand on this. It's not getting hot. It's not getting very hot. So I think we're going to be okay. Yeah. So that's, at least we can charge our phones now. Well, I think that was the point of the video. I'll put this all back together, but it's going to work the same. I wanted to test this before I put it all back together and, show the solution. And I guess that's going to be the end of this video. Hey, thanks for watching.